Hello, Fireball Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Champions of Krynn. I was just giving a recap to the live tubers. This is stream number 4. And while I was looking at the world map and went back into our outpost, which, you know, we've been to a couple times after all of our adventures, apparently our commander, I believe this is Sir Carl? I think? It's either Sir Carl or Caramon, I forget, or just some random dude with a nice mustache. I walk into town and he just starts talking to us, so let's read this out before we begin our episode, which is, the plan was to go to the Ogre Fort. Our courier to our southern outpost has failed to report in, and we have to relay them the information you have discovered. The base lies between Sanction and Naraka, so those are probably the first times we've heard of those names before. Good luck and Godspeed. And we get a map. Okay, well, let's have a look at our map. We'll have to pull up the old adventurer's journal for this. So he said 86. Let's zip down to 86. It's like the last journal entry. So this is journal entry 86, a little map. This is where we are at outpost number 2. We've been to Gargath, Angelic, and then Naraka, Sanction, and outpost number 3. So 2 more cities, and then an outpost. At least we sort of know where things are. For the future tubers, I just want to explain a little bit before we get too far into it. Above the character portraits now are some spell effects that hopefully you guys can read along. So it'll help you keep track of who's got blessing or protection from evil, or, you know, various different spell effects for the most part. Should be a little bit easier for you guys to follow along. And the music for today, although this one's a little loud, is Final Fantasy IV OC Remix sort of mixed playlist. So we'll see what songs we get. Excuse me. Wasn't planning to start the episode quite that early. Anyway, cool. So we got 2 quests, one for the Ogre Fort, one to go visit the next outpost. We're going to go to the Ogre Fort next because it's closer, and I want to give just a really quick recap of the 6 characters here. So we've got Aaron, the Knight of Solamnia, currently level 5, with really nice Solamnic plate armor, which is really, really good. A longsword +2, which is really good, and the Girdle of Giant Strength, which is also really, really good. So it's a great set of early, magical gear, and also a Potion of Speed, which would cast Haste on himself, which would let him attack twice as often if we ever needed to. So, like, he's got a pretty good setup. He's actually getting pretty close to level 6, and level 7 is the big winner. Once we hit level 7 on a fighter level 7 specifically, we will get an extra attack every second round. So it's generally 3 out of 2 kind of in terms of ratios. Not every turn you get an extra attack, like in what is it in 5th edition at level 5 or something, you get an extra attack per round. It's kind of much nicer, I think. The scaling is a little different in 1st edition D&D, definitely slower scaling and, you know, stuff like that. There's not really epic levels or anything in these kinds of old games, so it kind of slows the growth a little bit maybe. Anyway, point is, level 7 is really good for fighters, and we've got a ways to go, but, you know, we're getting there. If anyone's wondering, technically, at this point, at level 5, we could take Aaron and upgrade his Knight class. He is a Knight of the Sword right now, or Knight of the Crown right now. We could promote him to Knight of the Sword, and even Knight of the Rose, which is like level 3 and 4, or 4 and 5 requirement, but we're already high enough level for that, which is kind of funny. But it actually slows your leveling down. It costs more experience to level up as a higher ranked Knight. So I want to get to that extra attack before I really talk about that. But the Knights are really neat. They've got some really cool mechanics, but primarily they get the really awesome equipment. So Solamnic plate is, you know, pretty solid. Let's just go through the rest of the characters. Not as much to talk about. Thornum, our mountain dwarf, cleric fighter, another pretty strong fighter, sort of frontline character with plate mail +1, a magical flail. Not quite as physically a powerhouse as Aaron will be in general, but not too far off. And also having clerical spells makes a nice difference, so that'll give us some advantage. Then we've got kind of our mid-range characters, Pixel and Tim. They're both fighter mage clerics, one of good, one of neutral, which gives us different red mage, white mage, and different gods for the clerics. Pixel is a pure elf, a Sylvanesti elf, which means if he ever dies, we can't resurrect him. And I should always try to switch back to these kinds of things. Oh, reptiles includes Draconians. So this weapon is a longsword +1 normally, and then a longsword +4 against Draconians. So it's going to work real well against Draconian enemies. So Pixel will be pretty good against them, and that's awesome. Shinari Cleric means Charm Person. Red Mage means faster spells and more offensive spells. The White Mage is a little bit closer to a Cleric in terms of spell diversity. We've got Tim, our other Fighter Mage Cleric. This is our good one. So Magir Clerics are really, really powerful with extra healing. White Mages maybe not quite as powerful as Red Mages, but still pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Tim will be fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's definitely our jack of all trades more than specializer. But Magir is not the extra healing. I got it wrong. Magir is the extra turning cleric. So Tim is our anti-undead kind of cleric, which is definitely something we can do. We've been able to destroy undead already, which is pretty awesome. But he doesn't really have any magical gear just yet. One day. Next up, Jirao, our Kender, which is very much like a hobbit. Well, similar anyway. And a Cleric Thief is not always the best combination, but we'll make it work. What else is there to talk about? So this is kind of our backstab character. It's really nice being able to do backstabs for like 40, 50 damage. It's a pretty nice way to one-shot high, strong enemies. Doesn't work on large enemies, but it works, and you can do backstabs with hoop hacks. Plus, we've got Gauntlets of Ogre Power, so our Kender weak strength is kind of fixed a little bit, and then the Wand of Fireballs, just a backup exploder. There should be a way to find out how many charges are left on those if I pull up the editor here. I'm just having a quick look. There is a limit to how many times you can use those. Let's see. It doesn't say exactly. I'll have to use it once and pay attention to my my GoldBox companion editor. There are some numbers in properties, but they're not really labeled. So there's like a 9, a 47, and a 47. So it might have 9 more charges. It might have 47 more charges. I'm not actually sure. But some number like that, and once we use it all, it doesn't work anymore. So Wand of Fireballs is great until you run out of fireballs. Then finally, we have Rob, the White Mage that probably should have been a Red Mage. I didn't realize that Red Mages can learn level 3 mage spells at level 4, which is unusual for D&D. So we could have had Rob casting fireballs a lot earlier than what we actually did. Still, he's level 6 now, and he's long since learned how to cast fireballs, so he's doing just fine. But I would say if you're bringing a solo mage, you should go Red Mage rather than White Mage. And chances are in Krynn, in the follow-up games, when we switch over to Death Knights or Dark Queen, we'll probably reclass him a little bit, because a pure mage is probably not the best long-term. But we'll talk about that later on. Anyway, he's got a few spells. He's probably got the least diversity, and honestly, if you just compared Rob's base spells ability versus, say, Pixel's, the Red Mage, multi-class, honestly, Pixel also has 3 fireballs, plus all the cleric magic, plus the fighter gear and armor and strength and HP. So Pixel versus Rob it's hard to say that mage spell is much better. The main thing is when we cast fireball for Pixel, it's 4d6. So between 4 and 24 damage, and then half of that if they make their saving throw. Whereas as a single class mage, Rob's getting extra dice on his spells, so he's actually a 66, which is 6 to 36. So he's got a much better damage range on his fireballs, so his fireballs are more potent, but Pixel can cast the same number of them, and that's kind of the main limiter, I find. Other than that, I think we're okay. I did notice Rob's movement has decreased a little bit here. I think I'm carrying too much stuff, probably darts. Let's toss some of them. We're gonna drop like 30. His movement is... it's probably... Maybe... Well, he doesn't have much money, but... let's send the money to Thorinum with lots of strength. Still only movement 9. We should be able to get him to movement 12. Most of these aren't going to be that heavy. I'm going to actually send the Scroll of Dragon Breath protection to Aaron for reasons that will make sense at the very end of the game. Encumbrance 916. What is it? How heavy are these darts? 916? Let's drop another 20. So 916 and then drop. They don't really cost all that much. It's no big deal. Yeah, okay. So whatever his strength level is, somewhere around 900 encumbrance drops him down to 9 movement. So I like to, every now and then I try to remember to like, hey, make sure everyone can move as fast as they're supposed to move. Plate mail that's non-magical will limit you to 6 movement. Plate mail, with, again, non-magical. Plate mail that is magical limits you to 9. And then Solamnic plate that is not magical is 6 again. Now, Solamnic plate is just straight up better than regular plate. This is like the difference between like a breastplate and a full plate or something. But, yeah. Okay, I think that's all the backtrack, recap. Spend 10 minutes today just, you know, doing all that stuff. But it's fine, it's fine. Last episode was kind of rushed, so. Okay, let's go explore. There should be an ogre battle camp somewhere over here. Yeah. It's on the map for GoldBox companions. So that makes it a little bit easier to find stuff. Let's head on in. You have entered a small ogre encampment surrounding a large fortified manor house. No one's around at the moment. It is nighttime. It's, you know, there's a clock there in the middle. Technically, very rarely do events trigger based on the time of day, but technically the game has that ability. So sneaking in at night theoretically would be possible, but I don't think they've programmed that in for the most part. Let's just start exploring. I don't know. I'm not looking at a map. An aged ogre sits in this room. He peers at you quizzically. You are from the Solamnic Knights, not Bertani. Well, I have a proposition for you, So, remember, our goal here is to get the ogres to join us. So killing them all is not actually why we're here. We're trying to prevent Mertani from recruiting the ogres, because there's a big war coming up. So, okay, we better listen to the aged ogre. The ogre continues, and you recorded his journal 24. He also shows you the secret sign by the assassins, and leaves. Alright, so we know some thief, kind of like a thief can't, except for assassins. So, assassin guild. Cool. Journal 24, though, first. There we go. Old ogre story. No, I should probably, hold on just a sec. I see the, it's just a little stream management here. Scroller needs to be a little bit further down the list here. There we go. You'll be able to see the music when we're not in one of these. So, old ogre story. I was once the counselor of the ogre princess, but I have become too old and weak and crippled to keep my place. Now I hear of plots against our Lord Gravnak by one of his lieutenants. Draconians have slipped into the manor house and will strike when the current meeting ends. I watched them enter and saw the secret sign they gave the guards. I have no love for these assassins or their traitorous ally. Use the sign to enter the manor. Seek out the assassins and find evidence implicating Morog. He is the traitor. His room lies in the southeast. Cool. Sounds like a real D&D adventure here tonight. So, one old ogre tries to convince us that Morog is bad, which is possibly true. You never know for sure. Someone should be like, I want to roll insight. Is he lying? Then we'd feel like we get the true D&D experience. And then the DM is like, no, you can't tell. He's an ogre. Okay, I'm just going to check the outside bit before we head in. We're just going to burn the manor down anyway. We have a lot of fireballs, it's true. So far, the exterior of the manor is kind of boring. I mean, one house had an old ogre in it, but everything else is sort of just empty. I'm not exploring every single tile, but usually if there's an event, you get it when you first walk in. A patrol approaches. Hello, friends! They look you over suspiciously, but let you pass. Great job, Aaron. That's the way to parlay. Well, other than one patrol and one aged ogre, seems like the outside of these... Oh, what I was going to say is the first tile when you enter a house is almost always when the event would trigger. You very rarely have to like walk to the corners to see, oh, you found a key behind a rug, because that would just be unfair. But, you know, you never know. A patrol approaches. Hello, friends! Okay. Not too mad at us yet. Maybe if we stick around for too long, they might get a little angry, but trying to go kind of quick here. Okay, well, I would say we've successfully explored the entire outside of the manor. There's only one way into the middle, as far as I can see, unless there's a secret entrance in one of the walls. But for now, let's go through the main entrance. We've got the assassin's sign. Hello, friends. Okay, still haven't had to kill any ogres, so we're missing out on all that juicy kill experience. What I should do here before we get in here is probably save it, though, you know, just in case. And they said southeast, so we want to go to the bottom right of the manor if we can. The entrance to the manor is guarded. Hello, friends. Let's have Drow do the thief sign. The assassin sign. The others are gathered in the north rooms. We haven't seen you. They ignore you and study their weapons. First time with a new spear. This weird spear is really interesting. You know, ogres are not known for being particularly intelligent. Okay, so we want to get into the bottom right for evidence. So we're going to try to get some evidence first, like they told us. This is a finely apportioned bedroom. Sometimes they throw in some fancy language. I wonder if I should be searching these rooms. 6 ogres are guarding the room. One starts to greet you as you enter, but another one shouts, "There were only Draconians in the death squad. These are spies." Well, I guess we're not in the death squad. So what have we got? Just ogres with 18 hit points and 5 AC. These guys are so dead. Yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention future tubers, live tubers. Do you see something different today? We're gonna have to fiddle around with Thornum's colors a little bit. He kind of blends in with the ground a little bit too much for these kinds of areas. Hey, and also the shield on Tim. But I'll fix that later. For the most part, we have some custom colors. It mostly works. Not every background is dark gray and blends in, and there's only like 16 colors in this game, but still. No, we don't want to attack our friends. I don't even think we need to worry about magic for this fight, honestly. I need someone else to move over here and protect Rob. I was just trying to make space for people to move over. Alright, not good for Rob. I was trying to get Tim over here quicker, but... Well, only one ogre can even attack Rob, so he should be fine for a little while here. But yeah, these are just basic low-level mooks at this point, I think. I don't think we can do backstabs on them, sadly. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty confident you can't backstab large enemies no matter what you do. But maybe there's a way. Okay, Aaron with a longsword +2. 20 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, I believe Thornum is supposed to get bonus damage against ogres, actually. Dwarf hate ogre. But who knows how much damage that really is. Anyway, as I said, doesn't look too... Oh, they're just surrendering. Well, you know what happens to surrendered ogres. They still die. Alright, 180 experience, barely worth our time. We took a little bit of damage, mostly because I ran Rob into them, but that was fine. A search of the room turns up an agreement between an ogre named Morog and a Murtani. It implicates Morog in the assassinations plot. Nice! We already found the proof we need, the evidence. Good thing we took a second to go talk to that old ogre, who probably didn't plant it here to get his rival taken out. Well, is that enough? Should we go for more evidence? I feel like I'm a thorough kind of gamer. I'll go look for more evidence before we head in there. You've stumbled into the main ogre barracks. Hello, friends! The barrack sergeant rushes up to you and whispers, "You guys shouldn't be here. Not all of these guys are in the plot. Your place is in the corridor. Third door. Get... Corridor, third door. So we're gonna go kill some assassins here." A group of ogres is sitting around a table, sharpening their weapons, nervously. When you enter, one looks up and points to the northwest. "Aren't all the assassins already here?" What do? We kill them, because this time we found the actual assassins, right? I think. Do we have a lot of enemies here? Oh yeah, that's a decent number. Fireball time. Alright. Now we're gonna miss probably one... Yeah, the one ogre in the bottom right, but this won't hit Thorinum. I know how to use fireballs. 18 damage. So if they fail their saving throw, they're just dead. Not bad. We probably didn't need to use that fireball. These guys aren't that tough, but not bad, right? Let's see if we can get a backstab here, because the timing's pretty good. Definitely not a backstab by the looks of it. 200 XP. So maybe that'll help out now that we've killed some of the assassins. Spies! So these are probably more assassins. I don't like when Rob starts engaged in melee combat at the beginning of the round. Let's see, we got lots of stinking clouds. This will just help protect our low AC mage. But yeah, I mean, these guys are pretty easy. No need to waste too many spells on them. Might have been interesting if we came here before we went to Gargath Keep. Gargath Keep was pretty tough compared to this so far. I mean, ogres don't cast magic, and magic is the real threat early on, so. And I expect with an AC -5 Solamnic Knight, the ogres probably wouldn't be able to hit Aaron very much, if at all. Alright, anyway, done. Another 200 XP. No loot. Big room. I don't know exactly where we're headed right now. Just sort of exploring around. Haha! Draconians are waiting here. Weapons drawn when you enter. They rush the attack. Well, this looks more promising. Oh boy, we might have a little bit of a problem here. These are not your average Draconians that we've been fighting. So we've seen plenty of Boz, the turn to stone type. This is our first time. No, have we seen? We've seen Bozaks. They explode. Plus they have some magic. This is our first time with Sivax, and certainly our first time with Orax. This is a really tough encounter, actually. This encounter, more than anything up to this point, requires some spells in this ogre battle. In Ogre Fort battle. Yeah, this is definitely not the same tier as battle as the last one. I'm gonna try to hit the Sivax. No good. Hold person doesn't even work. I really need those fireballs right now. So what I'm gonna try is to cast silence on this one, which would prevent the Orax and the boat. Like, this would stop a lot of spells if it hits. It did not work. Well, Fireball should work too. Let's angle it this way for now, for Fireball number 1. 10 damage is not a lot, but it's enough to interrupt spellcasting for a round. And, you know, kills a bunch of mooks. Okay. Now these guys up here are not interrupted. I'm gonna try again. I don't know if silence is a great pick on CVAX. Maybe silence is not the way to do it. Stinking Cloud would be a good pick, I think. Can't cast magic if you're coughing, and these guys have to breathe. Okay, Rob at least gets his turn. We're definitely going with another fireball. Okay. So none of them should be able to cast this turn, but you know, there's a lot of bad dudes. So do I shoot it there? I think we want to try to hit the orax. Just keep spamming fireballs. Ooh, 23 damage fireball, much better. Good stuff, Rob. So Bozaks explode, by the way, which kills some of the other ones beside them. That's very helpful. Now, they have a lot of special abilities. So that was some sort of energy bolt from the orax. At least it wasn't a spell. But yeah, this guy can shoot energy beams. These guys, orax, or like the Auric, I guess, Latin, a little bit of Latin there. They're from Gold Dragon Eggs. They're not. This is like one of the strongest Draconians, and then Sevax are from Silver Dragon Eggs. So these are like the pair of most dangerous. Bozaks, I think, are from Bronze. Boz are Brass. Bozak are Bronze. I forget what Kapaz are. Copper, I guess, probably. All right, what's up? We've made a good dent in it. I don't know if I need to... I mean, I want to save a couple fireballs for future endeavors. We're going to move all the way up here and stink it up. This should... hopefully... got him dealt with. At least orax can't cough. Or can't magic. We've got to start killing some of them, though. Okay, this one's almost dead. Finish him. Yep. Drow is really good at healing. We, actually... I like to do damage first, usually, but I want to keep Tim kind of a little bit healthier. Thornum... let's see here. He's helpless for a while. This guy's nearly dead. Come on, guys. Let me just double check. How much AC do they got? They got 1 armor class. That's pretty good. The gold, the orax is actually not too hard to hit, but much more dangerous. Maybe I should be focusing on him. This guy, not helpless. Okay, Cure Light Wounds was meant for Tim to get him outside of the one-shot range. Good heal. Thornum took 10 damage. Could be a lot worse. Next person weak. Lowest HP is probably Pixel if we want to keep that up. Although, there's so many of these almost dead. We need to hit them. Okay, that's probably when it's time to use magic missiles. They're so close. Guaranteed damage, right? He resisted magic. Yep. They have like a 10 or 20% chance to just dodge spells. Anyway, 1 down. It's going a little bit slow here. Taking a lot of damage. Let's finish him off before he wakes up or something. And, you know, AoE damage isn't bad. Thor's gonna be fine. Okay, we're starting to burn through the majority of them. We're gonna, can't walk there. So I'm gonna try to get... I need to get Rob out of the way so I can heal Thornum a little bit. He actually can't until we deal with this guy. Alright. Energy Bolt. Another 15 damage. Looks like we're mostly in the clear, though. I say, knowing full well what's about to happen. Can't put him to sleep. You're just gonna move up here for other reasons. This is a great song, but we're gonna skip this one. This is the bomb rings. It's actually not a great song. I hate this song when I'm trying to focus. Okay, Pixel, you're just gonna move up here and pull out your bow. Probably don't need to do this just yet. Well, the +4 versus reptiles would be nice right now, but orax require a little bit of finesse here. Why can I not shoot? Oh, I guess that's out of range. I didn't think that we'd have such a short range on a longbow. Composite longbow, even. Okay, well, I do want this Cure Light Wounds to go off. Well, Thornum took 20 damage and got blinded by a breath attack. There was a reason I was trying to heal him up, and that's part of it. 4 HP heal is not what I wanted to see there. There's really not much Rob can do at the moment, so you're just gonna stay up here. Aaron, come on, you're pretty awesome, right? You can hit with a bow. What? Is there a reason why we can't shoot arrows at him? What is going on? I don't remember this ever being a problem before. We're definitely in range. Something's going funky with the arrows. Yeah, apparently we can't target him with an arrow. I don't know why. Oh! Well, that'll explain it. He's currently invisible. The game doesn't really show you very well. He's actually invisible. So, nice. I can see when I hover over his number in the GoldBox companion minimap. He's got a magic resistance of 30, AC of 0, Thaco 12, 1 attack per round, but lots of special abilities. Alright. Probably good that he went after Pixel rather than Thor. I'm going to try to heal Thor again here. I guess we're going to have to melee him if he's invisible. You can't target someone that's invisible with a ranged attack. Remember when I had Detect Invisible as a spell? Boy, that might be a good time to cast that, huh? Oh, we'll never need that spell. Okay, we got him, but it's not done yet. Now he's mad. So, Orax have this mechanic where after you kill them, they come back with 20 HP as a free revive. I didn't remember that they had Invisible, but, yeah, they do. Yeah, we don't really have any counter to... somebody has Detect Invisibility, I'm pretty sure, but... Somebody. It's alright, just hit him, Thor. You've got nothing that can help. Sorry, Rob. Just hanging out up there. Alright, Thornum's outside of the danger zone. Did I miss it? I thought so. Maybe I didn't memorize it after all. I thought I had someone that had Detect Invisibility, but maybe I got rid of that idea. You can't even cast Magic Missile, so I just lose the spell on the turn. Wow. Thanks, Invisibility. Okay, we got him. Our ability to hit him is considerably weakened by him being invisible, no doubt. We'll pull him up in the monster manual as soon as this fight's over if we survive. We should have +4 on the sword here. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Thornum's also blind, or at least was for a bit. Now Tim is blind. All right. Now we've killed him twice. It's time to go, though. Don't worry, just take a couple hits, and you might want to get some space. This one's pretty bad if you've never played... if you don't know what's coming, this is a bad time to be anywhere near this guy. And this is why I was trying to avoid everyone attacking him in melee, but I couldn't really... I couldn't kill him with ranged weapons, so that's something I forgot about. Don't worry, just gonna move out of the way. Tim, you got lots of HP. You can take one hit for 1 damage. I don't know if we're far enough away yet, but I'm trying. Just keep running away. Just let him do whatever he's gonna do. Something. Clearly something, or Blue would not be taking this so seriously. He's still fighting? Wait, what? How many forms has this guy got? I thought 3 was it. And then we have more singing. The 4 Fiends would be a great boss battle for this particular encounter, but... Backstab for 0 damage? What? We're all fine, we're fine. How was I supposed to do that? Because if he charges after you, we can't... Well, next time we fight an Orax, we'll talk about how to do that differently. What a good fight! 2,000 XP for survivors. And probably some money. Okay. That's probably the hardest fight we've had so far. Let's get people standing up again. We got a few spells. Just a passive fireball on death, you know, no big deal. So yeah, that's a bad one, no doubt about it. And our healing spells are pretty garbage. 2 HP, nonsense. 1 H. Cure Light Wounds is so bad. Come on, Cure Light Wounds. Can't you invent a better healing spell? Okay, well, no one actually died. Just a couple people that are blind, though. That's gonna have to get cleansed out soon. I don't know if this is a great time to rest, but we do need to memorize some Cure Blind spells and do that. I mean, we could try and camp fix. We got one. A patrol approaches. Hi, friends. How's it going? Okay, maybe I didn't need to use my Cure Light Wounds if we can technically fix up. Now, I'm not sure if we'd be able to rest to get our spells, but at least everyone's healed. It would be really nice to have some spells, though. Let's see what we can do here. Magic, memorize. So how is Cure Blind is going to take a while. Dispel Magic doesn't work on blindness? It does? So riddle me this. If level 3 clerics can choose between Cure Blindness, Cure Disease, and Dispel Magic as a single slot, and Dispel Magic dispels blindness, maybe magical blindness specifically, but yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, well, I didn't even think that would be possible. Alright. Nice. Might be a chance to work. Yeah. Dispel Magic is complicated in Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe Cure Blindness always works, and then Dispel Magic has a chance to fail based on the caster levels. Still, no one's blind anymore, so that's good. I'll try to rememorize some spells here. I mean, I don't think we're done in here yet, but that was probably the hardest fight. I should probably start remembering some lightning bolts here and there, too. Because I can sometimes reflect them off a wall pretty good. We'll see. I would not expect this to work, but we'll try. Well, Dispel Magic is definitely the best level 3 cleric spell that No one ever uses. Except now I'm going to start using it, because it's pretty good. I don't think Hold Person will work on anything here, Draconians or Ogres. This is Drow. Drow just gets Cure Light Wounds. This this is one of the things that sucks, is spending all this time trying to memorize spells. Oops, that's not what I wanted. It takes forever to reselect everything, and then if it fails because we get interrupted, you know, all this work just goes down the drain. White Mage gets 1 bonus fireball. Obviously we need more. Well, Prayer is okay, but Dispel Magic seems to be the best. And Thornum. Dispel Magic. Silence. We did use a couple silences. They didn't really work. Okay, let's see if we can get any of these actually memorized. Well, we might still get interrupted, but we've managed to get a good start. The level 3 spells will come last, because they take the longest, but there's a fireball. Cool. So sometimes in the middle of a dungeon, although this is not a super hostile dungeon, sometimes you can just rest mid-game. So that gets us back up to full strength. Cool. Well, that was probably the hardest encounter, and it's possible we could have done this scenario differently and had the ogres help us fight them, because we have the evidence, but, hey. Shouldn't complain too much. I assume the central hall... Oh, there's a secret exit on the back. We don't need that. But I'm pretty sure this middle room will be, like, you know, the meeting hall, right? Let's just finish exploring, I guess. We could check these out. This room is full of massive wooden tables and benches. Human slaves are cleaning up the remains of a meal when you enter. They flee. Yeah. Women are here scrubbing out large iron pots and sharpening knives. They cower in fear as you approach. Say hello? The women calm down when you convince them that you're not assassins from Mertani. They explain that rumors have been spread through the slaves that an assassin team is hiding in the manor. Well, we already found them. Assassins thwarted. Maybe it was good that we went and thwarted them before we went to talk to the ogre chief. You have entered a large meeting room. In the center is a large table, surrounded by arguing ogres. They have not yet noticed you. Hello, friends! No ogre battles today. Everyone is surprised at your entrance. Their leader steps forward. I am Gravnok. What do the forces of Solamnia want here? What do you do? We'll tell them about the assassins. When you reveal the evidence, Morag shouts incoherently and attacks Gravnak. A melee ensues. That's a lot of ogres. I guess the good news is these are friendly ogres, given the green colors and light blue names. And then these are bad ogres. Does Gravnak get a custom ogre? I do not believe there is a Gravnak here. So this would be a pretty good lightning bolt, all in a line here, if I had one of those ready. One day I'll start memorizing lightning bolts. I'll remember. Not that fireballs are bad at all, but... So we want to hit... This will hit everything but the right 3. Yeah, it's probably about as most as we're going to hit. Ooh, if they don't save, they're dead. So Lightning Bolt would do about the same damage in a straight line. It would hit 4 to 8, 4 or 8 in a straight line, basically. Which is nice, but, you know, I think we'll be fine here. We've got a lot of backup. Probably enough that's just going to slow it all down, honestly. That's right, you help Rob out. No, don't let the ogres kill my mage. Gotta focus that one down. Okay, this is going to be a slow fight. I'm going to speed up DosBox a little bit. It's going to be harder to see the damage rolls, but it's also going to take less time, so... We're playing a high speed now. We're overclocked. There's only one left already. That was pretty quick. Here, I want to get that experience. Magic Missile him. There we go. Now slow it back down to normal. We could be playing at fast forward speed, but it's definitely difficult to read some of the dialogue and text already, like the numbers and everything, so. Oh, good thing I got that extra, like, 10 experience for killing him. Alright, well that fight was way easier than the assassins. Gravnak cleans the blood from his spear and looks at you. Join me in my office. We have much to discuss. Sure. I wonder if we were supposed to do this before dealing with the Draconian assassins, because that assassin fight was way harder than the ogre battle. Gravnak is standing here. He turns and says, well fought out there. In other times we might be at each other's throats, but now we face a common enemy. I can help you defeat Murtani. Interested? Sure. He goes on to explain his plans, and you record them in Journal 32. He then sees you out to the city. Maybe what would have happened is if I hadn't killed the assassins, they would have jumped on us while we were in the middle of the Morog fight, and it would have been a much more difficult battle with a bunch of Storoks and stuff. Alright, Journal 32 then. Wrong one. There we go. Gravnak's alliance. We are both hunting for Murtani while he seeks our death. I have no love for sanctimonious knights and their ilk, but I do love my life. To keep that, I would suggest a temporary alliance. Murtani has a base in Krynn, which he visits quite often. If you can slip into town, I have allies who will help you penetrate his base and kill him. He shows you the secret sign to his allies. Yeah, that's why I say ogre battles so often, because I am referencing another Let's Play that I try to remember. Alright. We get some XP! Well, that was a pretty simple one. Before we wrap up the episode or go anywhere else, let's, oh yeah, I want this screen. I want to check the monster manual, because we had some new enemies. So, orax. Orax. Yeah, here we go. So, no joke, orax. 36 HP, 12 Thaco. Assuming this is the right one. There's only one. Yeah, there's only one style. He has the spells Charm Person, Stinking Cloud, Blink, Haste, Confusion, Fire Shield, Fighter 8, Mage 8. That's a very high level character for us. That's like max for the game. So yeah, this guy is a serious boss, and I'm really glad we took him out, because 30% magic resistance, any spell, including Fireball, could do nothing, because, you know, really high. Apparently this doesn't cover, like, he just has always invisible. Like, that's improved invisibility just naturally. That's ridiculous. Dispel evil shouldn't matter against us. He does have a breath attack that's not shown here at all. So, you know, his regular attack's fine, but he's got lots of spells and an actual energy breath. And, all of his second forms and third forms and fourth forms. So that's a serious fight. And then we had Sivax. These are the Silver Dragons. Now, these are just pure fighters, right? So we don't have to worry about... I was thinking they could cast spells, but I guess I was wrong. Sivax apparently don't have magics. They just do a lot of attacks. 2 attacks per round, so... They're more like a fighter level 7. Or, well, 13 when you get 2 attacks per round, to be fair. But that's pretty good damage. So just really good combat characters. What I will also show before we go further is the in-game, well, the in-book, what we would learn about these guys. Because if you haven't played Dragonlance before, you've probably never seen all these new Draconians. You're familiar with D&D, but you know, Draconians are new. So now we found an Orax and a Sivac. That means we fought all 5 types of Draconians in this version. So Orax, created from the eggs of gold dragons, have energy bolts, poisonous gas, that was the breath attack, and claws and fangs. When it's slain, it turns into a blazing ball of energy for several rounds and then explodes. See, I knew about that because I'd read this. But apparently, also they can mind control level 7 characters. I guess we're lucky that didn't happen. So, wow. Yeah, just mind control you. Luckily that no charm person triggered. I think the smoking cloud and the fireball was a good idea to lay on this guy. Too many spells, too many abilities, and also exploding. And then Seavax from Silver Eggs. They can fly, they're shapeshifters, they're powerful fighters. They get 3 attacks per round. Yeah. So they're like the big sort of late game melee fighters of this game. Boz are weak. Bozak are... Have we seen a Bozak yet? Maybe we haven't seen any Bozaks yet. Those are the spellcasters. And they also... No, Bozak are the exploding ones. Yeah, they've got Lightning Bolt or something. So, like, these guys, Lightning Bolt and Explosions, they're probably the most dangerous other than Orax. Seavax are just really good in combat. Thanks, Krakas. Now we're demonetized by Krakas and his terrible OC remix music. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's all I wanted to cover for the Draconians anyway. So, quest complete, right? So much blacklisting, yeah. Music is such a hard thing for me. So, they told us about another town, and just looking at, so basically, this town over here, I can tell because, you know, I've got a world map. This is Carmen. This is where the ogres want us to go to get an alliance. So we'll do that. We can either go to the outpost next or to Carmen next. We kind of have 2 quests right now. Let's just check by our home base for the moment. Aaron gives up his money, because why would you stay with money? Oh, here you go. When you arrive, you see smoke pouring from the buildings. Maya rushes up. Mertani led an attack on the base and kidnapped Sir Carl. Oh, no. So remember, Maya is the, like, teenager, I'm putting up air quotes, you can't see me, that the old man Sir Carl likes, and we learned long ago that, they have kind of a curious relationship, let's just say. She's totally a regular human, clearly though. I'm going to track him and bring him back. She rushes past you and out the broken gates. Well, I guess we have a new Sir. So Sir Carl has the white the white nose hair. This Sir Matthias guy, he has the brown nose hair. I am Sir Matthias. As you've no doubt heard, Sir Carl Gardson has been kidnapped. You may search for him as long as it does not interfere with discovering Mertani's plans. Good day. So this outpost got sacked. Sir Carl was kidnapped, and the new commander is like, yeah, you can save him if you want. Just don't let it waste your time. Well, that's not a great dude. As you leave the office, Maya, who just rushed out, rushes back in. She just left. She charged outside of the outpost, ditching us. And then we came back. You know what happened to Sir Carl? Mertani is taking him to Naraka. With your help, we can penetrate their headquarters. Is it? I guess Naraka is on the way to the next outpost. Sure. We'll do this next. I mean, I didn't know where I was going to go. This gives us 3 quests we could do. So, hey. We'll help out Maya, I guess. Seems more time sensitive than the other ones. You rush out into the wilderness and turn south towards Naraka. Maya leads you all the way there. Well, hold on. We gotta end the episode here. But, next episode, we will explore Naraka with Maya. Just a friendly little teenage girl that's gonna help us rescue her very old knightly boyfriend. Thanks for watching, Future Tubers, and I'll see you next episode. Hope you've enjoyed.